Now at 6, trapped and assaulted by a stranger. That's what police are saying happened to a 74-year-old woman in her own home. We have the latest on the man accused.
And Markham Elementary students are back to school after nearly 1 year waiting for repairs after the school was damaged during an ice storm. We'll have a preview of the grand reopening. Plus,
but I wouldn't say it was something that I was thinking was going to happen.
But it did happen. Just 2 years after leading his high school team to a state championship, this Vancouver product scores a spot near the top of the Major League Soccer draft. Those stories and more coming up here in the 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise.
Good morning and happy Tuesday to you. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Our buddies Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis also standing by with a look at our weather and traffic. What do you got for us, Rod?
Chris is so cool. This morning, like, hey, I got nothing. We have clouds offshore. We'll get some increasing clouds today, but we stay dry. These clouds at most will pass overnight tonight, bringing a trace of rain. May or may not see that. All dry out there this morning. There's the Pioneer Park building. It looks like they're starting to tear down our Christmas tree. 37 degrees now along the Columbia River. There are freezing spots out there, so it's a chilly start. 46 at noon. I think we stay under 50 for a high. And there are east winds gusting in Troutdale out of the gorge to about 40. We saw Ashley, who's in southwest Portland, and it was even breezy where she was. So, Chris, there is some wind out there, sir.
And in the places that don't have the wind, we're seeing maybe a little light fog forming. You can see that off in the distance here from this camera near I-5 and SR-14 in Vancouver. That's down towards Delta Park. Obviously, traffic volume is still pretty light at 6 a.m., and you can see we're getting around just fine near Victory Boulevard. Door number 4 takes us to Tualatin. Traffic looks pretty good there as well. Quick heads up on the east side, and actually not east side of Vancouver, but Camas. SR-14 eastbound will be closed today over the Camas Slough Bridge for emergency paving. That closure 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The detour will take you through downtown Camas. China and Drew.
Thank you, Chris. A warm welcome awaits hundreds of Markham Elementary students, parents, and staff today. And they've been waiting almost a year to get back into the building after it was shut down last January due to the ice storm and other safety concerns.
Ashley Grams joins us live now from Southwest Portland with more on this. Ashley, this year, Back to School Day comes in January for these kids.
Drew, China, good morning, and those welcome signs are up. We've already seen a couple of staff members arrive, turning on some lights this morning. This reopening is a long time coming for Markham students and families who spent the past year in other school buildings across the district. While repairs were underway, much of the damage was from the ice storm, like broken pipes, which caused water damage to the ceiling and the walls. Here are a few photos of that. But the district says asbestos was in various places throughout the building, which slowed down repairs because those hazardous materials needed to be dealt with. The delays were frustrating for students and families waiting to return to their school. And even one family we talked with decided to transfer their child due to the long delays. The concern for many was that their students were missing out on class time, and this was disrupting their learning. Now, hopefully, those frustrations can come to an end for students and families today as they return for the first time in nearly a year after this ice storm. There will be a ribbon cutting at about 8 a.m. today, and then a tour of this building after these repairs and upgrades were made. Drew, China.
Ashley Graham's reporting live for us. Thank you, Ashley. Tonight, Portland Public Schools are expected to vote on a new district-wide cell phone policy. The current proposal would require all phones to be turned away, off, and put away throughout the school, with only some exceptions. Tonight's meeting starts at 6 o'clock and is open to the public, but capacity is limited. Students at Hudson's Bay High School in Vancouver walked out of class yesterday after charges were dropped against a teacher who was accused of sexual misconduct. Police arrested Shadbrian Gatson last month after a former student accused Gatson of having a sexual relationship with them in 2013. The student was 16 years old at the time. The charges were dropped because the statute of limitations had expired. We spoke to a parent about the case. Here's what they had to say.
It was definitely creepy. Me and my friend experienced some just face-to-face experience with him being weird to us and just kind of inappropriate behavior that I feel like should have been addressed, obviously.
Gaston is on leave from his job, and police say the investigation is still open. 2 administrators have also been placed on leave pending the outcome of a third-party investigation. This Friday, doctors and nurses at Providence hospitals and clinics across Oregon could go on strike, including some 60 to 70 physicians at Providence St. Vincent.
So because of the potential strike, Providence says it's going to cap the number of patients that doctors will see at St. V's, effective immediately. Providence says 320 patients are currently cared for by doctors at St. Vincent's. If the strike happens, Providence estimates that the doctors it brings in will only be able to serve between 250 and 275 patients. The Oregon Health Authority also told us that hospitals must have a plan in place to continue providing quality care during a strike. But more specifically, the Health Authority told us hospitals have to continue providing emergency care, but they are able to cancel elective appointments and procedures. Meanwhile, tonight, 52 new overnight shelter beds for women will be available in Portland's Old Town. This is part of the city's new winter shelter plan, which will bring 200 more beds to 2 Salvation Army locations. The first batch is going to open up off West Burnside and 2nd Street. It'll be open for 90 days. The city of Portland and Multnomah County have both committed $375,000 towards this plan.
Our goal is to help them find a permanent solution. That's always our goal. But if somebody needs to be here for 90 days, then there will be a bed for them.
In addition to providing a place to stay, the shelters will also have food, showers, and laundry services.
Some big news for fans of Grimm. The cult classic shows where fairy tales met police drama, filmed right here in Portland, is reportedly getting a reboot and likely in the form of a movie. Sources tell Deadline that streaming service Peacock is developing the reboot with the show's original creative team. No word on the cast or where it will be filmed yet, but Tim Williams with Oregon Film tells us he'd love to see the Rose City back in the spotlight, but says it's way too early to know if that will happen. Grimm ran for 6 seasons right here on NBC until 2017.
Rod, we mentioned last hour a longtime Sunrise anchor Brenda Braxton used to have that recurring role on the show as a reporter. So maybe, a lot of people ask me, what's Brenda up to these days? Maybe she's getting ready to make her big screen movie debut. Who knows?
Maybe to be about a reporter who has monsters chasing her, and the whole movie will be about Brenda Braxton running around downtown Portland.
There you go. Rod Hill, screenwriter and meteorologist.
I like it. All right, good morning to you. We have another dry day coming up. You can see the clouds offshore. These are the ones that will pass the thicker clouds overnight tonight, and they may or may not bring a trace of rain. Models basically show us getting nothing, so we'll see. And that would leave us with this dry forecast until that system comes in Thursday overnight into Friday. And right now, that looks to basically be one day of rain. Just Friday. And then we'll get back to a dry run. Good visibility this morning. A beautiful shot of our state capitol. Love our new sky cam. Recently new down in Salem. 34. So there are cold spots. And in fact, there are freezing spots. Vancouver, one of them. Battleground, another. Anybody else? Sherwood, 32. I'm just picking out the freezing spots. Anybody? 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 Kaiser, good morning. You've been at 32 for about 3 straight hours right now. Salem so far at McNary Field just holding above. Not that you would notice that 2-degree difference. Sierra is our KGW dog of the day. Put your tongue back in your mouth there. Okay. Use that hashtag KGW dog of the day. Post on your social media channels. We'll find your photo. Your dog will be our dog of the day. This morning it is Sierra. Here's a look at our forecast map. All dry. We have a temperature inversion, which comes with a couple of components. One of them is you get solid clouds that don't clear around Hood River to the Dalles, out into Pendleton and parts of north central Oregon. That's in place. And then that helps lock down cold weather, which actually fuels east winds blowing out of the gorge. So Troutdale is gusting to about 40 this morning. And there are little splintered areas where that east wind filtrates through the valley. It's one of the reasons that we won't be in the 50s today. It looks like the valley will be mid to upper 40s for high temperatures. Still, though, expecting low 50s at the coast. Yesterday, Portland was 56, so you'll notice it not being as warm, 48. Tomorrow, though, back to 52. Thursday's dry. There's the Friday rain. Could come in as soon as about midnight, potentially Thursday overnight. And then right now, I have that over by Saturday morning. That makes way for a dry weekend, and that is your forecast.
Thank you, Rod.